I'll tell you why, humans. I'm rocked, wrecked, and hungover, and confused. Because I've been going ham. What does ham mean? It's not just a savory holiday treat from the leg parts of my oinkable brethren. No, smam, not ham. Sure, there are a fair amount of health issues that come about from a smoky meat binge, but that's not what I am experiencing. It's not why I am where we am. Now it's from a different kind of smoke, different kind of cure, different kind of ham. I am using ham in this instance. In the parlance of the Jay-Z Kanye collab Watch the Throne, in the backronym sense. That's an acronym that came from the word, because backwards-nym is too hard to say. So I'm using it in the original Yeezy sense to mean hard as a motherfucker. That is the kind of ham that I am. The ham we are experiencing the effects of currently, because damn humans, last month I went ham. Does anybody else feel like, holy fuck, it's March? Like, the last time I felt this bewildered was after the season finale of The White Lotus, because I do not remember when I started watching that show, or how long I've been watching that show. But apparently I'm deep in it, so you might as well go ham and then fuck, it's over. But have we always been here? February was a hell of a year, is what I'm saying. And I know that I'm not the only one that went ham this month. I saw your Instagrams. I see you driving humans. You went ham this month. Hard as a motherfucker indeed in the original Kanye's. If you live in the Midwest, it makes sense you'd go ham in the last month, because last month was February. February is when the romance of the winter holiday experience blows away and the cold reality of the real winter sets in. Second winter, I believe it is known in some circles, but I prefer business winter, because it demands routine and preparation. So you go ham. What else is there to do? And ham I did go. I started out with a Chicago handshake, which is when you get a beer with a shot on the side. Not the other way around, because the punishment is the point. And then since that's kickoff, you know the game is going to get rough, but that's why you came to play. And then you wake up and it's fucking March, man. So forgive my general confusion as we move into March, but outside of this power beer I'm drinking to keep my literally jangly nerve state going, you all woke me up, so I'm fucking hangry right now. So I think it's time to chill on the ham, humans. Especially on the internet. I don't mind TikToks, though I miss the Vines. I don't mind Instagram, because I love seeing how your dogs and baby hippos are doing. Fuck. I don't mind you still holding on to your Facebook, because your parents need to know that you're doing okay, and it's the only way I remember names and birthdays. But I could go the rest of my little existence without ever hearing about Twitter again. The fact that your internet evolution is somehow split into wonky selfie vids and shotgun sentences like you're on some scholastic game show on Nickelodeon back in the day is something that deserves a study that I do not have time or the hydration for. I don't really care much, to be honest, but what gives me the nervous poops is that it's become the world's news ticker. And when you're getting your news in headlines, well, that's a good way to go ham. And we're just doing day beers and naps right now. And ham you have gone, humans, much like me. It's time to take a second and recognize that you might have a problem. In the wake, or the cyber wake, of the Wall Street Journal's report from February 26, 2023, that was a week ago. Fuck, where's my car? That the Department of Energy has shifted its stance on the origin of COVID-19 and now believes with, quote, low confidence that COVID-19 may have leaked from a lab, joining the FBI's, quote, moderate confidence. Many have taken to Twitter with outrage that they were banned from Twitter for saying so back in the early days of the pandemic. So, back in December of 2019, I don't know if you remember, because as previously mentioned, I forgot it was March already. This new virus dropped in Wuhan, China, and it went viral, hitting all the platforms, and it's still high on the charts. 758 plus million confirmed cases, 6.8 million deaths so far since April of 2020. And if you're itching to go ham in the comment section about how that might be a miscount, you're right. It might actually be more. So, you know, like Google, but keep it casual. We're doing brunch drinks now. So back then, people took to Twitter to say all kinds of things about COVID-19, and if you care to remember back then, I don't right now in my post-H.A.M brain, including how they believe that because there's a P4 laboratory on the campus of the Wuhan Institute of Virology, that's pretty close to the epicenter of where this all went down. That's a good place to start thinking about where it started. And so much did it come down that they even named it COVID-19, as in the coronavirus disease of 2019. Kind of like how after last month, I should be named IPA Ski THC Tacos 23. Now, assuming it was a lab leak is a good guess, and an educated one, because like, hey, you got a place where they work on just the thing that's going ham on the entire world, fair point, fair play, but not proven. And when it comes to figuring out the sources of diseases, details fucking matter. Because proving the source of a disease is like figuring out where the glitter came from that you found in your house. Like, nobody actively plays with glitter. That would be insane. And yet, there's a couple sparkly bits here and there, like a unicorn sneezed politely and walked away. You still don't know the origin of the Ebola virus in humans because, like, your bodies are VIP clubs to the viruses that snack on the rest of your Earthmates, and in order to get in, you need a jacket, and nobody knows where Ebola got one. Men's Warehouse is my guess, because it killed like 11,000 humans, so it must have liked the way it looked. It took... That's a very niche joke. And now I know who I'm talking to. It took 30 plus years to figure out that HIV got on the human body guest list from monkeys in the 1920s. And this latest intelligence estimate is only 90 days old. In the case of viruses, it is best to not go ham, but spread it out like a bar crawl to keep the metaphor going, because that's the only thing keeping me alive right now. But of course, because humans, you took to Twitter calling it the China virus, which is kind of correct but mostly racist. And then, well, you remember how super calmly and rationally people handed masks and vaccines. It was a wonder they even acknowledged the damn disease existed. And then came the period of humanity, which will be presented in the museum as the 2020 experience, where your grandkids will be able to see a mannequin in fleece pants and a college sweatshirt standing on a yoga mat holding a blanket in one hand like a fucking Peanuts character in a dumpy living room with a flat screen running Schitt's Creek in the background with a laptop open to Zoom meeting recordings of nobody nailing it. Anyway, yada, 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 Twitter becomes the epicenter of fuckers spreading misinformation, and they instigated a COVID-19 misinformation policy that would ban people from spreading bullshit that could impact public health, and the people that initially said it probably started in a lab fell into that category and were banned. And then Lord Elon bought Twitter to liberate it. And then in November of 2022 decided to go ham and no longer enforce the COVID-19 misleading information policy, because free speech is only free if Elon says so or if you pay for a blue mark. Up until the latest intelligence report, the prevailing theory on how the disease got its start was that it came about because Wuhan has a pretty wild seafood wet market that's like a resort for coronaviruses, complete with an in-house tailor perfect for fitting jackets to get into the human VIP club. That's science. But of course, there is a P4 laboratory on the campus of the Wuhan Institute of Virology, which is a test kitchen for this kind of thing, so it could be either, could be both. Up until now, most of the experts in the field of virology and epidemiology, of which I am not one, by the way, I'm just getting hangry, so I want to wrap this up, agree that its origin was most likely more than one zoonotic event, which means it got the jacket for the human club wholesale from the conditions in the wet market. I'm too hungover for this metaphor. But recently, the FBI changed its stance to moderately confident, and the Department of Energy changed its stance to low confidence that it may have gotten its start in a lab. By accident, by the way. The different departments agree it wasn't developed as a biological weapon or a genetically engineered weapon. And so the people from back in the day are demanding that they get amnesty or an apology, or like a high five for saying it could have been a lab, and then we're banned from Twitter for it. And that's what I'm talking about, humans. You've been going ham for too long. Like, I don't know if you've ever gotten a hangover brunch at a Thai restaurant. You have a peanut allergy before. But if a waiter came over and said, hey, I am moderately confident that there is no peanuts in this, that would not inspire medical amounts of ease in you before snacking on it. But like also, if you know for a fact that Thai cooking uses a lot of peanut, then when a waiter says to you, I have moderate confidence there's peanut in this, you might think he's being a dick. So which is it? Is the FBI unsure, or are they just using government resources to be sarcastic? Oh, I'm moderately confident this was the Chinese. Wink. That wink cost $1 billion. And all of that would make sense if by moderately confident the FBI meant what we mean when we say it. But in this case, because definitions matter, use matters, words matter, ham is not just a breakfast meat, moderately confident, or more specifically, medium confidence, means, quote, indirect or derived intelligence from multiple sources or a single reliable source. The information is interpreted in various ways. The FBI has alternate views, or the formation is credible and plausible to render a solid judgment, which is a lot of ors, especially when the other departments are on the low confidence scale. So it's kind of like the waiter doesn't fucking know if there's peanuts in this, but there could be. It's possible. Roll the dice. Either way, I just think it's ballsy as fuck to find out that we might be a little bit closer to figuring out how COVID-19 started and then immediately get butthurt because you got banned from Twitter. Sure, they might be right. It may have started in a lab, but that doesn't mean they weren't saying other shit that contributed to a 339% increase in Asian American hate crimes between 2020 and 2021, according to the Center for the Study of Hate and Extremism. I got high confidence it contributed to the banning. Humans, you binge shows, you bulk buy, and you mass consume your media. So you gotta keep it together. You gotta hydrate, and you gotta take your time learning and understanding, because meanings matter, even if the news is hot and smoky. Or eventually you're gonna end up rocked, wrecked, hungover, and confused, just like me, craving smoky meats, because you went ham. I love you. Read the fucking thing. Good night.
Chad.
Cite your sources.
The bird baby dog.